Hey, welcome back to the KIMLUD channel. We're excited to jump into a new topic today.
Imagine the rolling mountains of Yunnan in southwest China. Mist rises from green valleys, rice terraces cascade down the slopes, and villages dot the highlands. Among these hidden communities lives a people with a story rarely told. They are called the Awa, a branch of the Yi ethnic group. But across centuries, they became known by a different name, the Black Tribe of China. Who are they? Why are they described this way? And how have they preserved their culture against the tides of history and modern change?
The Awa's origins are shrouded in mystery. Officially, they are part of the Yi nationality, one of China's 56 recognized ethnic groups. Yet, within this larger family, the Awa stand apart with traditions and features that have sparked both fascination and debate. Their darker skin tone, distinct facial features, and in some cases wavy or curly hair have led to speculation about ancient migrations. Some scholars suggest that the ancestors of the Awa may have mixed with peoples traveling along the Indian Ocean trade routes, possibly reaching China from South Asia or even Africa thousands of years ago.
Others argue that the Awa are deeply indigenous to China's borderlands, descended from ancient tribes who lived in the highlands long before Chinese dynasties extended their rule into the southwest. What we do know is that their communities spread across Yunnan, Guizhou, and Sichuan, where they maintained their independence, resisting assimilation into dominant Han culture. In old Chinese chronicles, the Yi were sometimes described as fierce mountain dwellers, warriors, farmers, and herders who held their ground against imperial expansion. The Awa, in particular, became known for their distinctive identity, remembered as one of the most independent subgroups of the Yi people.
To understand the Awa, we must step into their villages. Life here is closely tied to the mountains. Farming remains central. Terraced fields of rice, corn, and buckwheat stretch across the hillsides. Livestock roam freely, cared for by herders who know every path and ridge.
But beyond survival, the Awa have created a cultural world rich in symbolism. Their traditional clothing bursts with color, handmade garments embroidered with bold geometric designs, red, yellow, and green patterns represent nature, ancestors, and spirits. Women's headdresses shine with silver ornaments, while men wear sashes and tunics passed down for generations.
Music and dance are at the heart of their community. During festivals, villagers gather in circles, beating drums, playing flutes, and singing ballads that recount creation myths, ancient wars, and love stories. Each performance is more than entertainment. It is the transmission of memory.
The Awa also preserve spiritual practices rooted in animism. They believe the natural world is alive with spirits. Rivers, forests, mountains, and animals all carry sacred power. At the center of spiritual life stands the Bimo, a shaman priest who leads rituals, heals the sick, and records oral traditions. In their chants, one can still hear the echoes of a worldview that predates written history.
So why the name the Black Tribe of China? Part of the answer lies in appearance. Compared to the lighter skin tones of the Han majority, the Awa were described as darker, leading to the label of Black Yi. Others believe the name comes from their traditional attire. For centuries, the Awa dyed their garments black with natural pigments, making their communities instantly recognizable. Yet the name has not always been neutral. In some historical texts, it carried connotations of difference, marking the Awa as outsiders. Even today, the label can provoke curiosity, fascination, or misunderstanding. But for the Awa themselves, identity is not defined by outsiders' words. Their culture, their stories, and their resilience are the real meaning of who they are. The modern world has brought both opportunities and challenges. Like many ethnic minorities in China, the Awa face the pressures of assimilation. Mandarin Chinese is the language of schools, business, and media, leaving younger generations less fluent in their mother tongue. Migration to cities has drawn young people away from villages, weakening the chain of cultural transmission.
Poverty has also been a challenge. Many Awa communities live in remote highlands where development lags behind urban centers. For decades, survival left little space for cultural expression. But in recent years, there has been a revival. Yi traditions, including those of the Awa, are now celebrated in regional festivals. Government programs and tourism have brought visibility to their music, embroidery, and rituals. Younger Awa are finding new ways to celebrate their heritage through fashion design, social media, and contemporary music that blends tradition with modern beats. Their culture is not fading. It is transforming, adapting to survive in a changing world. The identity of the Awa is not just written in history books, it lives in their legends. One story says their ancestors were born from the marriage of the sun and the earth, giving them both light and strength. Another tale recounts that the Awa descended from warriors who resisted foreign armies, retreating into the mountains rather than submitting. These stories, whether myth or memory, affirm a deeper truth. The Awa define themselves through resilience, pride, and continuity. Outsiders may call them black, but within their own culture, they are children of the mountains, keepers of ancestral fire, and guardians of a legacy stretching across centuries. The story of the Awa, the so-called Black Tribe of China, is not just about difference. It is about the endurance of a people who, against the weight of history and change, remain rooted in their traditions while stepping into the future. Their songs still echo in the valleys, their dances still celebrate life, their children still grow among the mountains, carrying stories that reach back to time immemorial. And so the Awa remind us of something timeless. That identity is not imposed from outside, but born from within, from land, from culture, and from memory. Have you watched this video until the end? What do you think of this video? What else would you like to see us cover? Like, share, comment, and subscribe now.
Thank you for tuning in. You've been watching KIMLUD Media.